Good morning, children. Though the lesson has come to an end, but some important parts need to be discussed. So first of all, today we'll discuss the grammar part of this lesson. So let's talk about the grammar part of this lesson. In this lesson, so many times reflexive pronouns have been used. So first of all, we must know what are reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns are such pronouns which end in self or selves. There are 9 reflexive pronouns: myself, yourself, himself, herself, oneself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and themselves. Now, the uses. Mainly, there are 2 uses of reflexive pronouns. First, for same subject and object, means if the subject and object both refer to the same person, then for object we use reflexive pronouns. Example, he cut himself. Here the subject he and the object himself both refer to the same person. So as an object we use reflexive pronoun himself. In the same way, she blamed herself. Here the subject she and object herself both refer to the same person. So as an object the reflexive pronoun herself is used. There is one more use, and that is for emphasis. Means to emphasize any fact, to lay a stress on any fact. She made herself a cup of tea. Means herself, no one else, no one was there. She herself made. One more example, I wash the clothes myself. Means I myself washed. No one was there to help me. I washed all clothes myself. You can see the example in your lesson also. One example is, he raised himself. Here the subject he and the object himself both refer to the same person. So, for object, the reflexive pronoun himself has been used. Another example is, he bade them himself at the odd moment. He made them himself, no one else. He didn't buy from anywhere, but he made them himself. So this is the example for emphasis. So we have seen that reflexive pronouns are basically used for 2 purposes. One, when the subject and object refer to the same person, and one for emphasis. Now let's see the literary device used in this lesson. In this lesson, the author Selma Lagerlof has used metaphor. The most important use of metaphor in this lesson is the metaphor of a rat trap. Then another metaphor is the metaphor of forest. There is one more use of metaphor, lion's den. So children, first of all, we should know that what is metaphor. Metaphor is a figure of speech in which there is comparison between 2 things or 2 persons. But this comparison is indirect comparison. Here the words like and as are not used. Children, in simile is also figure of speech. Also there is comparison, but in simile there is direct comparison and the words like and as are used. Such as, she looks as beautiful as a rose. Here the words as have been used. But in metaphor, there is indirect comparison and the words like and as are not used. Like, I live in the heart of the city. Here, the center of city is compared to the heart of the city. But this is indirect comparison. So, the first example is here in this lesson, the metaphor of rat trap. Here there is comparison between the rat trap and the world. And no words like and as have been used. Second example is of the forest. There is comparison between the forest and the prison. Then one more example is there, and this is lion's den. The iron master's house seemed to be as dangerous to him as the lion's den. So you have seen the usage of metaphors here. Now let's talk about the theme of the lesson. I mean central idea, the message conveyed through the lesson. The author Selma Lagerlof, through the lesson The Rat Trap, conveys the theme of basic human need, and that is companionship. Means everyone needs companion. Loneliness is painful to all. No one wants to live alone. As we know that man is a social animal. In this story you have seen whether he is a rat trap seller or iron master or the old man. They all need a companion. The iron master needs company to celebrate Christmas Eve. The old man needs company to remove his loneliness, and that's why he shares his food, secrets with the peddler, and the peddler was all alone, without shelter, without job, wandering here and there. Nowhere he was greeted, also needed companion. One of the themes of this story is that the whole world is nothing but a rat trap. As in a rat trap, the piece of food is kept to trap the rat, to tempt the rat. In the same way, the world provides different kinds of luxuries and delicacies only to trap the people. And there is one more theme, and that is human beings are basically good at heart. But society and situation make them bad. But their goodness can be aroused, can be awakened through love and understanding. As in this story, the goodness of the peddler was aroused by love and understanding of Adler. And at last, let's talk about the title of this story. The title, The Rat Trap, is quite appropriate because we can see that the main character of this story is a rat trap seller. The title of the story also draws our attention to the theme of the story, that the world is nothing but a rat trap. Through the metaphor of rat trap, the writer highlights human predicament. Predicament means a situation from which it's difficult to come up. So with this, finally, the lesson has come to an end. That's all. Thanks.